Now, back in January, the U.S. loaded an unmarked cargo plane with $400 million worth of euros and Swiss francs. The cash was stacked on wooden pallets and flown to Iran. At the same time, 4 Americans detained by Iran were released. The Obama administration calls it a coincidence and denies it was a ransom payment. The $400 million payment settled an outstanding debt with Iran, which dates back to 1979. But the Obama administration kept the payment secret and used central banks in foreign countries to convert dollars into other currencies. White House spokesman Josh Earnest tried to explain why.
The fact of the matter is, the United States does not have a banking relationship with Iran.
Presidential candidate Donald Trump responded to the report, tweeting this: "Our incompetent Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was the one who started talks to give $400 million in cash to Iran. Scandal." And now 2 more Americans have been detained in Iran. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Bob Maginnis joins me now to discuss this. Good afternoon to you, Colonel, and I want to ask you, they're saying from the White House that this is actually 2 separate deals. There's the arms deal, which dates back to 1979, when the Shah was still in power, and then the hostages. Is this a coincidence or too close to call it anything but paying for the hostages?
Well, it is ransom, Adam. The reality is that, Ronald Reagan almost was impeached over a similar activity, but of course Obama won't be. Most people don't have the intestinal fortitude to follow through on that. But the $400 million that shows up on the ramp at midnight in Tehran, unmarked bills, is going to, of course, end up in Assad's hands in Syria or Yemen, or fueling Hamas or Hezbollah. We need to recognize this administration has a track record. It has a pattern of being deceptive about international affairs. Quite frankly, this, I believe, is tied directly to the nuclear deal. And all you have to do is ask the Grand Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, who said on this Monday, he said that the U.S. is breaking a lot of its promises. What we don't know, Adam, is what are those promises? It seems like every couple of days or weeks, new promises that the Obama administration has made are coming out.
So let me ask you, do you think, because we just saw the video of the 4 Americans who had been detained by Iran, do you think when the administration says this is payment for, what was it, it's something, military jets that we were going to sell to Iran in '79. Do you think the administration, had they gone public in January of this year and said, look, we're transferring that money that we've held since 1979 to the Iranians, that this would not have looked like a ransom payment? Or do you think that clearly, because it does appear to be what it is, they just tried to hide it?
Of course, it happened on the same day, Adam, and the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard commander, says that this is ransom payment. It's reported in the Iranian press. This is ransom payment. We have to get something for these hostages. We're classically doing a bad deal. Not only did we just get 4 hostages back, and as you indicated, they've taken more. We gave them 7. We eliminated charges against 14. And, of course, we gave them $400 million on unmarked bills. There was no incentive on our part to return money that the Shah of Iran in 1979 gave us for jet aircraft. That makes no sense, and Josh Earnest is not being honest if he really understands the truth about this whole proposition.
Well, the whole secrecy about this, and then going to central banks in other countries to convert U.S. dollars. It's illegal to trade U.S. dollars with Iran. Why keep it secret? I mean, it seems to me they always say that the cover-up is worse than the crime when things happen. It seems that this might be that kind of situation.
Well, it is a cover-up. Like I said, it's the same thing that, good or bad, that the Reagan administration tried to hide the TOW missiles that we gave to the Iranians in preparation, of course, for their war with Iraq. This is a cover-up. Ask Ollie North. He understands as well as anybody else what they were trying to accomplish. This is classically how this administration deals on foreign policy. We tried to restart with the Russians, and what happened? We lost our missile defense, and the Russians are just taking over Ukraine. They're in Syria. They're all over. We have failed drastically, in the Arab Spring, in a host of other areas. This administration is trying to salvage the one last vestige that it has, and that's the Iranian nuclear deal. And even the Ayatollah, as I quoted at the very beginning, is beginning to run away from that deal. And they look very bad. And this is just another nail in that coffin.
Lieutenant Colonel Bob Maginnis, thank you for joining us.